Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to Indianapolis Motor Speedway as we're wrapping up the Indy weekend here for the NR 2003 Diva Cup Series. Of course, these lads have been at the Brickyard all weekend. Of course, unlike our Diva Trucks and Bush series that were beating the hell out of each other and causing, well, catfights over at IRP, the Diva Cup Series drivers getting ready for their traditional Brickyard 400 as they will be ready to go racing in 32 laps time. Lindsey Sutton is on the pole position for the first time of the season. Lindsey Sutton has had a not so good season. She's down to 40th in the point standing, so she really needs to pick up the pace as far as that is concerned. Mackenzie Thompson alongside of her, she is 24th in the point standings. Both of these girls have not been to victory lane. In fact, Lindsey Sutton has not scored a top 5 this season. We'll see how that happens for her today. Row number 2 is Amber Whitecastle in the 67, the teammate to Mackenzie Thompson. She, on the other hand, is 7th in the point standings, and the lovely Annie Crenshaw, 13th in the point standings, running the Mobile One 5000 colors on her Dodge this week. I finally got her paint scheme situation taken care of because I do not want her running the same paint scheme she's been running in the first 10 races of the season. As you look at the rest of the starting grid, also Lauren Ekstrom's in a new paint scheme this week. And it looks like the 17 of Crystal Fontaine has her work cut out from starting in last place. As the cars are rolling up behind the pace car, let's go over the top 10 the point standings presented by Golden Corral. Becky Walters, who I will mention her in just a minute about something, is the points leader by 123 points over Ellen Benson. 165 points ahead of Prudence Martindale, who is third in the standings. 202 points ahead of Gwen Tennyson, who's fourth in the points. Elena Aurora is fifth, 211 points back of the points lead. Courtney Lynn is sixth in the standings. Amber Whitecastle, I mentioned, is seventh. She's 231 points out of the lead. Brittany White is eighth in the standings, 267 points out of the lead. 279 points out of the lead is Matilda Cobb in ninth. And Jill Thomas, who continues her free fall through the points, she's barely hanging on to the 10th position. Walters and Cobb are two of the drivers that do not have a team owner as far as a signing is concerned. And there is a third one also that needs to be mentioned. That would be Kayla Brown. But Kayla's not doing very well in the points. I can tell you that for certain. Because Kayla Brown comes into this race near the center of the point standings, which is 41st to be exact. She and Chrissy House, both of these girls need good runs if they want to make sure they can turn their miserable season around. 32 laps of racing here today. And unlike the Diva Bush and Diva Truck Series that were racing at IRP last night and 2 nights ago, Diva Cup Series, don't know what to expect from them because, like I said, this is the only race they're racing at, and they didn't have anything happening on the track other than practice, qualifying, and happy hour. So get ready to go. Here we go. The Brickyard 400 is green. Let's go racing, ladies. And let's hope to God that you ladies don't do what happened in the IRP race weekend from the last 2 nights. And if I were these girls, I would just be a bit more patient. And so far, they're being patient right now. Lindsey Sutton leads now. Amber Whitecastle goes to the second position. Courtney Lynn, who had a good qualifying effort, under attack by the other Jasper car of Mackenzie Thompson. Lindsey Sutton, as I said, comes in this race not doing too well in the point standings, 40th to be exact. So these bonus points are really going to be good for that 66 Kikkoman Ford out of Travis Carter Racing. So 5 points for for Sutton, excuse me. I almost said Thompson. Thompson's running in third. Or no, she got passed by Courtney Lynn. Mary Morris, and around they go! Big wreck on the back straightaway. Scarlett Wallace is involved, and the caution is out. For the first time today, they're going to race it back to the line, but a big wreck on the back straightaway, coming off a 2. And I have a good feeling that collected a number of drivers involved in that one. As Lindsay Sutton looks like she's going to beat the 67 back to the line. I see Courtney Lynn, one of the championship protagonists up here, but I have a bad feeling some drivers that are up there running well in points have been collected. Caution's out on lap 2. Who got collected? Chloe Carmichael's involved. Carmichael came into this race 15th in the points. This was not what she wanted. Second in points is in it, Ellen Benson. Oh, boy. Oh, Kayla Brown's in it. Boy, if Kayla Brown doesn't have any luck, she has no luck at all. Brooklyn Carter's in it. Mia Watts. That's such a shame for Brooklyn because she was looking forward to doing well in her home race. Molly Thomas, Ginger Foutley, Matilda Cobb's involved. A lot of rear-end damage to the Budweiser Chevrolet. I don't know if I see any damage to the Maddie Crenshaw machine. Yes, she does. Look at the front end on that Rent-A-Center Ford. Possibly damage to Ashley Reynolds, Carla Sanat, Peach Ramirez. That was the car I saw got first turned into the wall. And it looks like the points leader got by it somehow, some way. Cautions out for the first time here today at Indianapolis. So looks like we have had 7 cautions in 2 different tracks here at Indy. Let's jump back, look at a replay to see what happened. The big one strikes early in the early going of the Brickyard 400. Well, we figured out what caused this first yellow. Looks like the 27 of Peach Ramirez trying to make it 3 wide because Annie Winters got a bit tight. And unfortunately, just took each other in the wall. Did the caution get thrown out earlier? Yeah, it did. Oh, I didn't see this part. We'll jump back, look at a replay in just a minute. Look at the cars. Oh, the points leader was collected. I didn't realize the points leader was at third in points. Prudence Martindale's involved. Oh, boy. Martindale's got damage. Yep, the points leader was involved. Elena Aurora, a lot of damage on the Spider-Man Chevrolet. But what happened before that is what I like to know. And I see Jesse Art lost the draft. Good news is she got a caution. So good news for her. She got caught back up. Okay, where did this first incident get started? Oh, Kayla Brown got turned by Chrissy House. That's 2 gals that really didn't need this. Boom! Into the wall went the Autism Chevrolet. Chrissy House gets Elena Aurora. There's where the 8 gets involved. There's where second in points gets involved. Maddie Crenshaw gets into Ashley Reynolds. Mia Watts just rammed over Carla Sanat. Good night in heaven. And then there's where Brooklyn Carter got a piece of it. Oh, she got right rear hooked by, oh, the 01 hit the 25, and then the 01 was trying to save it, and kaboom. Ow. Hard lick to the outside retaining wall. Thank goodness that was a safer barrier those 2 hit. Maddie Crenshaw is going to nick the UAW Chevrolet, and then there you see the rest of the carnage back here on the back straightaway. Lisa Simpson got through it somehow. There's Annie Crenshaw, lost a lot of positions. So the good news is Jesse Art caught a lucky break because I don't know what happened to the 49. Apparently she had a tire going down or something, but the good news for her, she got a caution. There's Elena Aurora, and there's Jesse going by, and there's the points leader, Becky Walters. The good news is the gal that was trying to run her down for the points lead was involved, Ellen Benson, and same with Prudence Martindale. They were second and third in points, so Don't know if the 9 will be up to speed. We're going to have to find that out as we're going to head back to the restart here at Indianapolis. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing on lap number 7 of 32. Should give us a total of 26 laps of racing to go. Lindsey Sutton, the leader. Amber Whitecastle second. Courtney Lynn in third. This is going to be really big in the points as far as this is concerned. Mackenzie Thompson is fourth. Mary Moore is fifth. Jillian Black is sixth. Monica Towns is seventh. Brittany White eighth. Lauren Ekstrom ninth in the new colors on her Mobile One Dodge. And of course, she and Crenshaw are both sharing the Mobile One colors, but you can tell the two colors apart from each other. Sydney Vortex rounds out the top 10. June Bailey is 11th. 12th is Melissa Cooper in the Chex Mix colors on her Dodge this week. Maria Steiner is 13th. 14th is Hannah Bluejay with her teammate Gwen Tennyson in 15th. Josephine Bouvier 16th. Alicia Marquez 17th. Annie Crenshaw is down to 18th. Of course, she's got a white hood with the blue colors on her Mobile One Dodge. Brenda Evelyn in the Pepsi colors is 19th. 20th is Jill Thomas. 21st, Lauren Grubius. 22nd, Jesse Yard. So Jesse caught a big break as far as that's concerned. Points leader Becky Walters, 23rd. 24th, Carlos Sinat. Lisa Simpson, 25th. Chrissy House, 26th. Prudence Martindale, 27th. Got some right side damage on the Nilla Napa Chevrolet. Maddie Crenshaw, 28th. 29th is Annie Winters, so she was involved in that big wreck we had. Peach Ramirez in 30th, 31st, Scarlett Wallace, Ashley Reynolds 32nd, and Matilda Comp in 33rd. Drivers out after that one. We're being told the 17 has taken her car behind a wall. That's Crystal Fontaine. We don't know what was wrong with her car. Looks like mechanical problems have bitten the 17. Brooklyn Carter is out of the race. Chloe Carmichael, Mia Watts, Molly Thomas, Ginger Foutley, Ellen Benson second in the points out of the race. Elena Aurora and Kayla Brown have all gone behind the wall as the green flag is back in the air. And that should be a bit concerning for the Fords, knowing that the 17's out of the race with a mechanical problem. That's a bit concerning there. And that's big, as I said, for second in points, because like I said, for Becky Walters, the gal that was trying to run down her for the points lead, which is Ellen Benson, out of the race in the 30s. Remember, she came as race second in the points. Prudence Martindale got collected in that wreck, came in this race third in the points. So, like I said, a lot of gals that came in running well in points are going to take some hits. And I can tell you, Indianapolis is about to play its part in shaking up the points, and looks like we're about to have another point shakeup. Also, I can tell you, Elena Aurora also came in this race running well in points. She's also going to take a hit in the standings. So, looking at my drivers out of the race, that is second, fifth that are out of the race. 9th in points was involved. 11th in points. Ginger Foutley was 12th in points coming into this race, so that's another driver who's going to take a hit. Chloe Carmichael, 15th in the points. That is not what she needed. Brooklyn Carter, who's out of the race in 41st, came as race 17th in points. I'm just looking at drivers inside the top 20 that were involved in that big wreck. And of course, the 17 never took the start. So, like I said, I do not know what was wrong with the 17, and that is not what Crystal Fontaine needed. 37th in the points, so that is not what she needed. So, like I said, a couple of drivers who are struggling in the points table did not need something like this to happen to them, and a number of drivers who were running well in points, this was not what they needed. And I don't know if Becky Walters has gained some positions. Looks like she has, so I don't think she had any damage to her car, but she's like 27th right now. Remember, she came as race as your points leader. Prudence up, cautions out. I just saw the red flag by the flagman by the pit exit as the yellow is out for the second time today. Martindale's 25th. And remember, she's another gal that was trying to run down Walters for the points lead, and I think Becky Walters might have been involved in whatever this incident is. Let's see. Nope, Maddie Crenshaw, and that might have just done Maddie Crenshaw. And I was talking about Brooklyn Carter. This is Indiana Motorsports home race, and their home race has turned into a disaster. Sydney Vortex is involved in whatever this incident is. I think same for Chrissy House. Mary Morris has got some left side damage on her Valvoline Pontiac, excuse me. More damage to Matilda Cobb's Budweiser Chevrolet. Caution's out for the second time here today. Let's jump back, look at a replay to see what happened to bring out this second yellow. All right, so we figured out what caused this yellow. Watch the 7 of Sydney Vortex. Bam! The engine let go on the Sirius Satellite Radio Dodge, and this is the problem with. See, as she slows down, trying to get out of the way, this causes a massive stack up. Watch the 24 of Brenda Eveling. She's going to make it 3 wide. And like I said, everybody's trying to avoid the 7. And the 30 is going to get caught up. And I noticed someone hooked the 29 of Grubius and shot her up into the wall. And there's where Hannah Blue Jay gets involved. And there you see someone hit the 29. We'll look at the 29's incident in a minute. There's Maria Steiner in it. Oh, there's where Crenshaw got the damage. Hit Maria Steiner in the Kraft 100-year anniversary machine. There's where Mary Morris got a piece of it. But who spun Grubius? That was my next question. The points leader did. Yeah, don't know what that was really all about. That was kind of, quote, unnecessary. I can tell you that for certain. There's where Maddie Crenshaw got a piece of it. That's a tough break for Sydney Vortex, who was having a good run at the time of this, and she was running 8th at the time of the engine failure, and so that engine failure by Sydney Vortex caught up a number of drivers in this, and that's what brought out caution number 2. As we're going to jump back to the restart here at Indy. Green flag about to number 14 of 32s. We're going to get closer to the midway point of today's race, the Brickyard 400. Lindsey Sutton, the leader. Courtney Lynn, second. Mackenzie Thompson, third. Jillian Black, fourth. Lauren Ekstrom's up to fifth. Monica Town, sixth. Brittany White, seventh. Amber Whitecastle, eighth. June Bailey, ninth. Jill Thomas complete the top 10. Sydney Vortex had a piston failure. That's what took her out. Also, Maddie Crenshaw out of the race, and they joined Kayla Brown, Elaine Aurora, Ellen Benson, Ginger Fatley, Molly Thomas, Mia Watts, Chloe Carmichael, Brooklyn Carter, and Crystal Fontaine, who never took the start, all behind the wall as a result. Maddie Crenshaw came into this race 26 on the point, so her free fall will continue. And here's the insult. Her sister, who's 13th in points, Annie Crenshaw, is destroying her sister. Back to green. Down the 31 cars on track and on the lead lap. We have not had any lap cars in this race. Courtney Lynn looking underneath the Kikkoman soy sauce Ford. And she won't even pass Lindsey Sutton because the caution's out for the third time today. So Lindsey Sutton will lead us back to our third yellow of the afternoon. Let's see who brought out this yellow. Looks like Melissa Cooper's involved. Jill Thomas, who was running in the top 10 before we went back to green, got collected. That's 10th in points. Melissa Cooper, a lot of damage to that machine. Jesse Art got a piece of it. So as Lindsey Sutton catches up to the pace cars, we're at the halfway point. Our third caution of the day. Let's jump back, look at a replay to find out what happened to the 43 in company. Well, this is where this incident's going to start. Jill Thomas is going to get hooked by Alicia Marquez right here on the left rear. Turn 3 has never had a trouble spot until today. There's the shot by the 20, who hits the 90, and Bouvier got clipped in that one. Up in the outside retaining wall for the 20. Jesse Art gets it collected. Hate that for Josephine Bouvier, who was having a good run and then got clipped. A lot of damage to Jesse Art's machine. There's Alicia Marquez up there. There's the 20 and the 43. And Jill Thomas, I don't think, is going to be appreciative because, like I said, we still had a little over half of this race to go, and patience need to be applied. Unfortunately, a lot of damage to the Home Depot Monte Carlo, and that's going to put her off the pace for the rest of the day. So caution's out for the third time today. Let's jump back to the restart here at Indianapolis. Green flag going to go back in the air on lap number 19 of 32. We're just past the halfway mark of today's Brickyard 400. No changes in the top 5 as far as that is concerned. White Castle's 7th. Ekstrom's running in 8th. 9th is June Bailey. Gwen Tennyson is 10th. Brenda Evelyn's 11th. How has she survived this race? I do not know. Becky Walters, the points leader, has also survived this race despite being involved in that first incident. Annie Crenshaw's 13th. Prudence Martindale in 14th. Carla Sanat is in 15th despite some rear-end damage on her Tide Pontiac. Lisa Simpson 16th. 17th is Peter Ramirez. Annie Winters 18th. Scarlett Wallace 19th. And 20th is Ashley Reynolds. Nobody out of the race from that incident. So we're still going to have a total of 31 cars still left in this race. And I know a lot of people are asking me, why are these drivers struggling trying to get a green flag run going? I think it's because the track conditions, it is sunny, it is hot, it is slick. These cars are slip sliding around. And that's probably the reason why we're having all these cautions, is because these drivers are just slip sliding around and they don't have the grip that they have than what they had at the start of the race when they were on fresh tires and a full tank of fuel. Yes, they can make it 32 laps, but they just got to make sure their car is set up perfectly to where they're not tight through the center of the corner. So back to green here at Indy. I know I got a message on Discord, but not right this second. I got this race to commentate. I'll worry about Discord later. Well, Courtney Lynn was going to get ready to pass Lindsey Sutton for the lead before that third yellow came out, but just couldn't pass her. And the thing is that she had nobody to draft with, so there you go, as far as that's concerned. Sorry about the lag there for a sec. Discord, I will worry about you later. I got a race to commentate. Now remember, we're coming to the end of this race. And remember, Lindsey Sutton has led them all so far. Courtney Lynn's trying to force Lindsey Sutton into a "you blew it." As here comes Courtney Lynn. The problem is she doesn't have anybody to draft with. So Lindsey Sutton's going to keep the lead anyway. And 77 just couldn't get underneath the 4 because the 77 got a bit tight there. But whether she wins this race or not, Lindsey Sutton is going to be pleased. Of course, she's already clinched 5 points for leading the most laps, so this will definitely get her out of the cellar of the points table. And as I said, she came in this race 40th in the points. Annie Crenshaw back to 15th. That's still a good result for Annie Crenshaw. She's still beating her sister in points, which is a little surprising. The good thing is for Annie Crenshaw, a lot of gals ahead of her in the points table who've had troubles today. She's going to probably find herself inside the top 10 of the points leaving today here at Indy, as we're down to 10 laps of racing to go once we hit the line. And surprisingly, Lindsey Sutton has led them all. Oh, there goes Ekstrom. There goes Ekstrom in the wall. Caution's out. Oh, look out, look out. June Bailey's involved. Jillian Black got a piece of it. Everyone. Oh, we got more crashing. Reynolds and Cooper have collected. Bouvier's involved. That was not the caution that the 66 wanted to see. That was the last thing Lindsey Sutton did not want to see, was a yellow. Good night. What a crazy race. If you're Sean Art, you're definitely enjoying this wreck fest. Oh boy, caution's out for the 4th time today. Let's jump back a little replay to find out what on earth just happened. Well, this is a tough break for Lauren Ekstrom, who was having a good run. She and Jillian Black made contact, and they took each other in the wall, and June Bailey got collected in this mess. Ekstrom needed a good run today. That's not going to happen. Jillian Black needed a good run today. That's not going to happen either. And yeah, June Bailey was 35th in points. I mean, that's what happened. But then back here, oh, right here, the 99 got turned around by the 23. Yeah, 23 is going to hook the Sitco forward. Took both cars up into the wall. Then Bouvier is going to come down, hit her teammate, Chrissy House. Jill Thomas gets collected. And then Ashley Reynolds just couldn't see from that smoke. And then whammo, right into the 99, then up into Melissa Cooper, had nowhere to go. And like I said, with all the smoke, there was nothing that Reynolds could have done. And unfortunately, that's going to end their days along with Josephine Bouvier. So 4th caution of this Brickyard 400. But as I said, that's a tough break for Ekstrom and Lauren Ekstrom, June Bailey, and Jillian Black, three gals who have been struggling in the points tables, did not need this. So caution's out for the fourth time. Let's jump to the restart here at Indianapolis. Green flag about to come out on lap number 28 of 32. That will be 5 laps of racing to go. Next caution that comes out will end this race under the yellow flag. Top 3 have stayed the same: Sutton, Lynn, and Thompson. Monica Towns is now up to 4th. Brittany White 5th. Amber Whitecastle dropped to 6th. Gwen Tennyson 7th. Brenda Eveling 8th. 9th is Prudence Martindale. And Annie Crenshaw has made it to the top 10 as a result. Great run for Annie Crenshaw. Got more drivers out of the race after that incident. June Bailey was needing a good run. That's not going to happen. She'll be out of the race along with Josephine Bouvier, Ashley Reynolds, and the 43 of Melissa Cooper. And then they join the rest of the drivers who have already gone behind the wall for quite some time. Had to turn on my TV because I hadn't turned it on yet until just now. Green flag back in the air. Lindsay Sutton trying to get off the chopping block, in the words of Cody Smart. She is on the chopping block for a potential "you blew it," which she has been the dominant car this entire race so far. And here comes Courtney Lynn. This is the first challenge we've had all day. Courtney Lynn's going to take the lead. And the caution is out. This is the race for the checker flag, and I think Courtney Lynn just made the winning move. And if that's the case, Courtney Lynn's going to win at the Brickyard. Oh, Chrissy House is in it. Probably Scarlett Wallace. In a wreck fest, this race might have ended under the yellow flag, as we've had a wreck on the back straightaway. Again, our fifth and our final caution. Chrissy House, her day is going to be done. Caution's out for the fifth time today. Let's jump back, look at a replay for what could be the final yellow of this race. Well, apparently Taylor and Cody's drivers are not done wrecking each other. Jillian Black got a little bit tight, and unfortunately she came down into Annie Winters, and Annie Winters got spun by Lauren Ekstrom up into Chrissy House. Chrissy House then sideswipes the 23 of Scarlett Wallace. And Scarlett Wallace going to back it into the wall with her Stacker 2 Dodge. And that was kind of it as far as that is concerned. So a couple of tempers flaring right there. Chrissy House, her day is done. And hate that for Scarlett Wallace. 23rd at the time, trying to salvage what she can out of this race. And unfortunately, that's going to be game over. So that's what brought out our final caution of the race. Let's see if Courtney Lynn can make it back to the checker flag here at Indianapolis. White flag was already displayed to Courtney Lynn, so the race is going to end under the yellow flag. And while we were coming back from break, Brenda Eveling has taken her car behind the wall with a gearbox failure, so she will not finish this last lap. And then Annie Winters was stalled in turn number 3, so they had to send a record to push her back to the pits as far as that is concerned. And this race is going to end under the yellow flag because off of turn number 4 for her 3rd win of the season, Courtney Lynn is going to kiss the yard of bricks as she is going to be the inaugural winner of the NR2003 Diva Cup Series Brickyard 400 here at Indianapolis. What a dominance she has done so far. And there's the checkers. Courtney Lynn's a Brickyard 400 winner. How about that? What a great run for Courtney Lynn. And as I said, came as race 6th in points, and with a lot of drivers ahead of her in points who have had troubles today, she's going to gain a lot of points on Becky Walters. I can guarantee you that, as the race was an hour long. And the standings are no doubt official. This is race number 11. Can't believe we only got a couple of more races left to go until All-Star break, if you ask me. The 3rd win of the year for Courtney Lynn. She's the first driver to reach 3 wins. We're only 11 races into a 36-race season, so that tells you how much consistent that 4 team has been. Mackenzie Thompson will get 2nd. Great run for Mackenzie. And Mackenzie came as race 24th in the points, her first top 5. Lindsay Sutton, you got to feel bad for her. Because remember, as I said, she led the most laps, and she's going to get a U-Blue from Cody. The brightness for her, even though if she didn't win this race, it's still a well-needed run with a solid 3rd. So, despite she's going to have to do a dare for Cody and led the most laps and lost, getting a U-Blue, she will still get a happy result of 3rd, even though she should have won this race, in my opinion. Monica Towns, good run for her in 4th. Came into this race 21st in the point standings, so a nice solid run from her. This will put her in the top 15 in the standings. Brittany White gets a solid 5th place result for the Hooters gang. Brittany was top 10 in the points coming in this race, and she's going to stay in the top 10 in the points and jump ahead of a number of drivers who had troubles today. Amber Whitecastle got 6, came as race 7th in points, so she'll stay in the top 10 in the points leaving today. Gwen Tennyson came home in 7th. Another driver top 10 in the points will stay in the top 10 in the points. Prudence Martindale, talk about trying to salvage something out of a miserable day, gets 8th. And remember, she came as race 3rd in the point standings, and she finished ahead of Becky Walters, so she'll also eat into that point slate of Becky Walters. Annie Crenshaw got 9th, 13th in the points. She'll be in the top 10 the points leaving today. And Lisa Simpson didn't talk much about that 6 team, as Lisa from Springfield, Oregon, will complete the 10th position. So a quiet run. She came in this race 31st. This is a well-needed run for Lisa Simpson. Carla Sinat, talk about a bad day into something good, gets 11th. Hannah Blue Jay, Becky Walters, the points leader, 13th. Mary Morris and Alicia Marquez were your top 15. As you look on down through the remainder of the finishing results, 5 cautions we had to work through. Top break for Brenda Eveling, who blew the gearbox at the end of the race, was in the top 10, going to end up in 26. Ouch. Annie Winters, there she is, finished a lap down after apparently she had a fuel pump or something that went wrong, but at least she finished the race, but was off the lead lap. Scarlett Wallace was the last car that finished on the lead lap. And then everybody else behind Brenda Eveling, finished out of the race due to wrecks, including 2nd in points, Ellen Benson, 36th is where she's going to finish. I am guaranteeing you this is going to really cause havoc on the points heading into next week's race, but I can tell you this, Becky Walters will still keep the points lead, though, heading into next week at Dover. Hope you guys enjoyed this wreck fest of a Brickyard 400. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the PCS Race Crew today. We share your full finish results. You will see your point standings heading into next week at Dover. Until then, I've been Divas signing off. Goodbye from Indy, as you've been watching another broadcast courtesy of PCS Race TV, the best in racing around the world since 2017.